Well, there we are.
Oh.
So, here we
Slide.
go. I don't know whereabouts exactly in the series of the new Gibson guitar range that we're putting out this video is going to be, but in terms of price-wise, we're starting with the two most affordable models. Back in the 50s, Gibson were always very conscious of the fact that the Les Paul Standard was never going to be an affordable instrument, and so they've had this concept of a Les Paul Junior almost from day one. 54, I think, was the very first single cut Junior. And of course, you can see it's right from day one. The concept was to make a slab body guitar, so only mahogany, no maple cap. Remove things like the binding. Have cheaper pickups or less pickups in the instance of the single pickup one, and just kind of do some stuff. More recently, they are now not finishing these using the same methods. So again, this is like a satin finish, so it's not a gloss finish. But all of those changes enable Gibson to produce a guitar that will appeal to somebody shopping on probably almost a third, about a third of the budget that you'd be on if you were looking for a standard.
Yeah.
But it's the same factory as the standard, and kind of it's got the same soul, the same essence of a Gibson guitar.
The soul of
an American Gibson.
The Gibson.
But without the price tag. So the naming of these guitars, the one that Pete has, the single pickup one, is the Les Paul Junior double cut.
Double cut as
Tribute. Sorry, the Les Paul Tribute Junior double cut.
Yeah.
And this one is the Les Paul Special Tribute double cut. Special Tribute Special double cut.
Anyway, today you're special because you've got 2 pickups and you can choose that. Now, it's a working man's guitar, isn't it?
It's, I guess the very original ones would have been probably more aimed at a student market, more so necessarily than a working pro market. But as with so many guitars over the years, you look at things like the Fender Mustang and the Duosonic, and again, guitars that were originally aimed at a student market, they get a following, they get a vibe.
Yeah, this is definitely.
And the next thing you know, you've got super famous guitar players choosing to use
Martin 15 series, kind of all mahogany, all that guitars, kind of stuff.
So spec-wise, here's where we're going to keep this nice and simple. There are 4 colours available in either of these guitars, and the 4 colours are a worn cherry, a satin blue, a worn brown, and a satin ebony. So you can have any of these guitars in either a single or a double pickup version in those 4 colours.
Yeah.
It's a solid slab of mahogany for the body, a chunk of mahogany for the neck, and a chunk of rosewood for the fretboard. Nice and easy. There is no grain filler on these guitars. They're just a satin finish. So they've got that kind of slightly industrial, kind of raw look to them. They all use the Clusen Deluxe style Gibson machine heads with the button tuners.
Yeah. And back to the old, where there's a serial number, there's no year on here as well.
Yeah, no year. The whole concept of we might say this in every single video, but the whole concept of Gibson changing their USA range every year now is gone. So this is no longer going to be known as like a 2019 or a 2020 or anything like that. It's just the Les Paul.
Great.
We have a intonated wraparound tailpiece. We're going to need a close-up for this bit here. So the wraparound tailpiece, it's not your sort of more typical Gibson separate bridge and tailpiece where the saddles can all be adjusted individually. It's a single, sort of a dual purpose. It's a tailpiece and a bridge. There are little raised pieces of the bridge here to enable better intonation on the guitar. And using these 2 grub screws at either post here, you can essentially move each end of the bridge further away or nearer to the nut as need be to intonate your guitar. So if you change big, heavy, thick strings and all that kind of stuff, you will need to make some adjustments on this to keep the intonation. The pickups are P90s, so P90 is a sort of fat single coil sounding pickup. And on the single pickup one, of course, there is no need for a pickup switch, so it just has a volume control and a tone control.
Yeah.
And on the dual pickup one, we have a 3-way switch, so we can have this pickup both together or this pickup. And we shall now also show you the gig bag that you get with these guitars. So again,
that looks familiar, that gig bag.
Yes, obviously it's cheaper to give away a free gig bag than it is to give away a free case, but nonetheless, this is a deluxe style gig bag with nice Gibson logo on the front and stuff that comes with it. A little black bag, just feels like you've got like a Allen key to adjust the truss rod in there. A strap, a Gibson strap with a vintage logo on it. What else we got in here? Your little certificate and still a little photograph of your new purchase.
Guitar on the table.
On the QC bench at Gibson.
Bit of
and of course,
there.
a little thank you from Andertons with our QC card as well, telling you that we've done some final checks on these as well.
How lovely is that?
So Pete.
All that for the price of?
Yes, that's a good shout. So currently, you're going to pay about somewhere between £750 and £800 for the single pickup one, and somewhere between sort of £850 and £900 for the dual pickup one.
Okay.
It's about £100 extra for the extra pickup. It's probably about what it costs to buy an extra pickup and put the switch in, to be honest with you. So I think it's just fair.
Now, Lee, the one pickup discussion that we've had before, does it sound different?
Well, we'll have to try and prove this with an AB box, but our good friend Phil X, lovely man Phil X, when we first met him, he was using an ESP Viper, an LTD Viper, which would be a 2 humbucker guitar, and he took the neck pickup out of it because he was convinced that his bridge pickup sounded fatter and louder without
that was sucking some tone out.
And I guess the scientific argument there is pickups are essentially magnets, and you all know what happens if you put a magnet near metal, it attracts it. So his concept was that when your strings are doing their best to naturally resonate, effectively the magnets are pulling on those strings and sort of decreasing the strings' sustain or resonance or whatever. So his sort of figuring was, well, if I take this pickup out, that's one less magnet to pull on it. And anyway, I don't think he ever really went back. I think all his guitars ever since, he's been a real big single pickup guy. So I thought what we'd do in this for fun is AB kind of, it's not the most scientific test, of course, but you know, we'll AB this up. We'll get Pete to strum a G chord on a guitar with 1 pickup, strum a G chord on a guitar with 2 pickups, and see if there's any discernible difference. Of course, there'll be 2 different guitars. There could be other factors as to why one is louder than the other. But anyway,
shall we hear what they sound like?
Just take us through yours.
Let's just have a little. Right, take you through mine. There's not much to take you through, is there?
Well, you got your tone control. That's where you got 57 different.
So I got a clean tone with everything on full. What kind of music would people play on this? Probably a little bit more gainy. You know what I mean? What appeals would it be a little bit more?
It's Green Day, isn't it? I suppose. If you think about Les Paul Junior, frontman.
What, so you mean like something like this?
You know who I think
it does sound great, doesn't it?
Who I think it appeals to, as well as a more of a pro kind of player thing. It's the guy that goes, I don't need a £2,000 guitar to make me sound great. I can just do it on anything. I mean, it's almost that kind of guy.
Yeah, if you just rock, I've got quite low gainy sort of overdrive stuff, no distortion really, but it is kind of just a guy that's playing a little bit of.
I tell you, I've said this, in the background. I've said this before in a video, but back in my younger days, when I used to go and see Bon Jovi play every single place in the world that they would gig. That's not true, but I used to go and see them a lot in the UK.
Fanboy.
And my favourite, Richie Sambora. Oh my God, I was trying to think, what was his name again? Richie Sambora was like one of those uber rock stars where every single song, his tech would just come out with another guitar. And he'd like, I'd just sell 25 different guitars across the set.
Why wouldn't you? Well, you would do that if you could.
For me, the best sound that he used to get almost every time I went to see him was he had a Les Paul Junior. An old, I don't know what it was, 54 or 57 or whatever it was, but a single pickup, single cut, Les Paul Junior. And then one, I can't remember how, but I was very, very fortunate somehow to make contact with his guitar tech, and he invited me backstage, not to meet Richie, but to just basically go to where his tech bench was, which was like underneath the stage, I think, at the O2. And all his guitars were racked up, and the tech was like, "Do you want to play one?" And I'm like, "Yeah!" And it was just like, which one do you want to play? And I want to play the Junior. And it was just like, oh man, it's a great guitar.
Just like, yeah, no, they
It was
are
a
great,
single
and
cut in Sunburst.
I mean,
Any Sambora fans will know the one. But anyway.
It is, and it's the sustain in these. For some reason, I don't know what it is. But anyway, let's just quickly, if I just do. So this is the Black Box Overdrive 2. So this is just a clean. That's a proper rock pedal. That's like a master in a box. So.
I was just trying to see if you can sort of simulate that neck pickup sound.
What's the scale length on these?
24 3/4, same as a normal Gibson.
Oh, okay.
So that's the single pickup one.
It's a rock guitar, man.
It's a great guitar.
I like
if I
it.
take
They
you
feel
through,
good.
I should say that first jam that we did right at the beginning, if you were wondering, we were both using fuzz pedals.
Yes.
So that kind of much more spitty, dirty, driven sound was intentional. That wasn't. It's nothing to do with the guitar.
It's a Keeley Fuzzbender. And then it's a High Road Mythos from Joey Landreth.
So if I turn all the pedals off, just got reverb, and I'll just go through the neck and the bridge.
See, that's what we need, these jams, man. Impromptu jams is
I
always
agree.
great.
I was going to I'll just put the Fuzzbender back on so that in isolation you can kind of see. That was more the sound we were using at the beginning. And just trying to sort of see. Reminds me of like a Gary Clark kind of vibe with the P90 and the fuzz.
Very broken, isn't it? What does this do? get the horse.
So you get an idea of, you don't have to have that sort of spitty, dirty sound. You can have a more conventional driven sound. It depends on the pedals. So Pete, let's just set you up A/B wise.
Let's do that. Let's just snap my fingers and it all's going to be set up for you. Ready?
Perfect.
1, 2, 3. Ah!
Everything now is plugged into Pete's rig.
Yes.
And the idea is we're going to go bridge pickup. There's no point doing the neck pickup on this one. So bridge pickup. Let me just see string. Let me see how. And I'm doing this all by eye. It's it looks as close as I can see. So
that'll probably set
we're just
that up
going to
the
literally
same,
just go on one and then on the other and see if there's a discernible difference.
You go first.
No, you got to strum them both, otherwise.
Oh, I have to strum both.
Yeah. Different strummer is a different outcome. Like you do with a nice glass of red wine. Do that again. I might even time the sustain. Let's just try that again.
Okay, 3, 4.
That is 15 seconds. I'd say it's still marginally there even at 20 seconds, but it's pretty much gone now, isn't it?
Still going.
Yeah, it's quiet though now, isn't it?
There we go.
Well, look, I mean, between 20 and 25 seconds, that was right. So same thing.
And this one, you can just hold it up if you were.
Okay.
This feels a bit different. This actually, funny enough. But anyway, here we go. Everything on full, back pickup.
Well, it's 20.
It's kind of still going.
I didn't hear much difference.
No,
I think potentially Phil X's theory.
I think there's some. It sounds a bit fuller, that one. Really simple. This one is not in tune, but actually that sounds brighter.
Yeah, it's a bit darker maybe, but that could literally just, that could just be tolerances or
the wood.
Yeah, different pieces of wood, different. There's so many micro different things between two guitars.
Let me do this again.
Okay,
wow.
It's massively brighter.
There's much more.
Let's keep going with the two, because then we've got a little bit of a control experiment here, haven't we? So we don't necessarily.
That was a bit lighter than that one. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here's this one. This is brown, so it must sound different.
Brown.
Right? More output in this.
It's louder, but brighter, but still similarly bright.
Blue
sounds
great.
If the blue sounds darker as well, there's maybe something to this, but I have no idea what it is.
Where's the hole? There it is.
It's pretty marginal, isn't it?
Yeah, but that one sounds definitely a little bit different, but maybe it's the color. Lee, I think it's the color. So.
There we are.
Well, I don't know if I experiment if that was like really scientific or not.
It was utterly unscientific.
But that is very interesting.
There we are. And if you want to know any more about any of the instruments that we've used in this video, there will be links in the description below. And yes, there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you next time.